Our lesson today is about solving word problems on linear equations in one variable. And our memory verse is found in Proverbs 22, verse 2. It says, "The rich and poor have this in common. The Lord made them both." At the end of this class, you'll be able to solve problems involving equations in one variable. This topic is so long, it has 8 subtopics. But for this afternoon, we'll just tackle 4, the first 4. Now, let's go. There are 4 types of problems that we are going to discuss this afternoon. We have the number problems. Second is the ratio. Third is work. And what's the next one? The other one, racial, work, and age. Now, let's go first to number problems. Let's try solving number have this problem solving process. Now, how do we do word problems? We'll have 4 steps. Step 1, you need to understand the problem. You need to ask, what is the problem and what is being asked? Second, you need to plan your solution. You could translate key phrases and write the equation. Step 3, you need to execute the plan. It means you need to solve the equation. And step 4, we will check if our results are correct or not. Now, let's start with the first number problem. Let me first snip it. Our first number problem states 4 times a number increased by 5 is 37. Find the number. Now we need to understand our problem. What is a problem? What is being asked? We are looking for the number. So, do we know the number? No. So we could say the number is X. To write it, we say let X be. This equals be the number. Now this time, we need to write our equation. Let's read our problem. 4 times a number, that's going to be 4x is increased plus 5 is equals is 37. So we write our equation. Wait for a while. Now, so our equation is 4x plus 5 equals 37. Then we need to solve for the value of x. We'll transfer the number 5 to the other side. So it becomes 4x equals 37 minus 5. That's 4x equals 32. We need to divide both sides by 4. So 4 divided 4, we have x equals 8. If we want to check if our solution is correct, then you need to write the equation again. 4x plus 5 equals 37. Remember, what is the value of x? It's 8. So we have 4 times 8 plus 5 equals 37. Let's solve the left part of the equation. We have 4 times 8 is 32 plus 5. If we add this, it's 37, which is equal to the one in the right side. So what's the answer again? Find the number. What's the number? Here, the number is 8. Now let's go to the next problem. Let me first snip that. In the next problem, it says, the sum of two numbers is 60. The larger number is 4 times the smaller. Find the larger number. So what are we looking for? We're looking for the larger number. Now, how do we do this? Let me show you 2 ways. Here's the first way. In the first sentence, it says the sum of two numbers is 60. You can use the first sentence for in solving the equation, or you could use also the second one. For example, if we use the second sentence, you need to check what number is the last being mentioned, the larger or the smaller. The smaller number is the last one being mentioned. So the smaller number will get our variable x. Again, the last one being mentioned takes the x. So we say, let x be the smaller number. Now, how do we have the larger number? We need to read the second sentence again. The larger number is 4 times the smaller. So our larger number is 4 times the smaller. So it is 4x. Now let's write our equation. Let's go back to the first sentence for the equation. The sum of two numbers. What will you do? You need to add the two numbers, and their sum is 60. What's the first number? X. What's the second number? 4x. We will add them, and the answer is 60. Let's solve. X plus 4x equals 5x equals 60. You divide both by 5. So the answer is 12. Now, we are not yet done. What's the question again? We need to find the larger number. You look at here. Here's the larger number. How is it represented? 4x. So we need to write it as 4 times 12. The larger number is 48. And if I'll ask you, what's the smaller number? The smaller number is x. Therefore, the smaller number is 12. Now let's go to question number 3. Let's go to problem number 3. Problem number 3 states that what 3 consecutive odd integers give a sum of 87? We are looking for 3 consecutive odd integers. Now, what are odd integers? Remember, these are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on. What are even integers? This can be 2, 4, 6, 8. But if I'll ask you consecutive integers, this can be 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Now, how do you represent these numbers? We say, let x be the first number. Now, how do you find the second number? It depends. It will be x plus the gap. What do you mean by the gap? Look at here. If we'll have consecutive odd numbers, what's the gap between 1 and 3? It's 2, right? What's the gap for 3 and 5? It's also 2. So if the first number is x, the second number will be x plus 2. How about if they are consecutive even? If the first is x, what's the second one? The second one is the gap. You wait for a while. Sorry for that. Now, for the second one, it will be x and the gap is 2. So in our second one, we have x and then other is x plus 2. But if we say consecutive integers, the gap is only 1. So if the first is x, the next is x plus 1. Now, let's have this. 3 consecutive odd integers. So if the first one is x and the gap for odd is 2, the second one is x plus 2. That's our second number. And our third number is x plus 4. That's the third number. You see, the gap is 2. Next, what do we do? The sum. So we will add them. The sum is 87. It means the first number plus the second number, first, second, plus the third number. The sum is 87. Next, let's simplify them. X plus x plus x, that's 3x. 2 plus 4, that's 6, equals 87. Let's transfer 6 to the other side. It becomes 3x equals 87 minus 6. Let me continue here. That's going to be 3x equals 81. You divide both sides by 3, so you cancel the numerical coefficient of 3. We have x equals 27. Now we go back to the question. What's the question? What are the 3 consecutive odd integers? Now, remember, the first one is x. So our first integer is 27. 7. What's the next one? X plus 2. That's 27 plus 2. The answer is 29. And what's the third one? That's 27x plus 4. That is 31. If you want to check it, if you'll add 27, 29, and 31, the sum will be 87. Now, this is